welcome once again to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games, hosted by three very kind and extremely knowledgeable boys. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tommy Dasilo, and with me as always...
I was expecting a satellite delay. I'm not used to this. You're in the room, Tommy.
I know.
You're back.
I can reach out and punch you.
My name's Ben Vanel. I didn't say that, but I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
What's your name?
My name is...
Tommy?
No, it isn't. It's Adam Knox. That's my name. I'm sick of it. It's been worn out. People have said it too much. I need a new one.
Okay.
What would you have?
Brick Fuckstein.
Brick Fuckstein.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
inspired by...
Fuck Anchorman. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn it. No, it isn't. I was thinking about bricks.
You do love quoting Anchorman.
I don't love it. I don't love LAMP, which stands for Lame Anchorman Pros.
All right. Yeah.
I don't love lamp.
I still feel like I'm on the satellite delay, honestly.
You're fresh off of international flight, though.
Yeah, I got back 24 hours ago, almost exactly.
Whoa.
So there you go.
How much of the last 24 have you slept?
8.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
That's exactly normal.
Yeah, right.
But I've got that thing at the moment where I think it's a common thing. Everyone thinks they can just beat jet lag. Like you get in and you're like, I slept well on the plane. I slept well the first night. But you come to realize that it's like such an unnatural thing that you've done to your body. And you really can't deny that. Like, I've spent all of today going, I'm completely fine. And then 15 minutes before you guys turned up, I started to feel not even so much tired, just loopy, just foggy in the head where you go, yeah, you've completely fucked up your body.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that when there used to be long eclipses back in the day, they got jet lag then? If there was a long enough eclipse, would you get jet lag? Do you know what I mean?
You don't get jet lag from the sun.
Yeah, you do. That's what it's because of.
No, it's the time difference.
Yeah, which is the sun. Your body only knows about time because of the sun.
No, but
it's also
you sort of. I think it's more like your body is in a rhythm,
Yeah.
and the rhythm that your body in, the sun plays a big part of that.
A huge part.
But I don't think just the sun
the
disappearing.
entirety of it.
But you don't go to sleep. like if you...
When the sun goes down, you're meant to go to sleep. Screens off.
But that's the thing, like jet lag isn't just being like, oh, I'm going to sleep at 9 a.m. and then it's staying awake extra long to go to bed at the right time.
Because the sun is still up. It's all the sun.
No, it's
Everything's
the time
based on the
difference.
sun.
It's the time.
Which is the sun.
the
sun
amount
is
of
time. The
time.
rotation of Earth around the sun.
Yeah, but-
and the rotation of the Earth around its axis.
But if
is how we perceive time in our bodies. I will not budge on this.
But if you
Caveman
got the
science is
plane,
correct.
you got on a plane for ages and then got home at the time you should have gone to bed at when you were in another place, and you went to bed.
Yeah.
And then woke up when you would have woken up. Like, it's not
But if you wait, so
the
if
sun.
you,
It's the amount of time that you.
but if you went on
have
a
to
plane
wait.
for 24 hours and just went around the Earth and landed back where you were, you wouldn't have jet lag.
Yes.
You 100% wouldn't have
Exactly.
jet lag.
I'm saying if
So
flying from one
the
side.
sun has changed. The flight had nothing to do with it. The sun is what does it. 24
No, it's-
hours around the entire Earth, I'm saying. If you went from London to London
Yeah.
on a flight,
Yeah, and you'd say
one long flight.
during that you went to bed when you would have normally gone to bed.
Yeah.
You woke up again.
Yeah.
Then there's no jet lag.
Because the sun has stayed in the same place above your head as you've been flying at the speed of the sun. The sun is directly above all planes at all times.
You get jet lag
you
from going
can't
from the
fight
northern
this.
hemisphere to the south.
You'd be in the same rhythm.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, we can all agree that the sun does play a part in it, but we're getting away from what your original
The
question
sun
was.
chases the plane at such a rate that your body is afraid of it and begins to get tired. That's how it happens.
But so to get back to your original question, which was, do you think people got jet lagged from a very long eclipse? Now, how long of an eclipse are you talking about here?
I suppose about 9 hours or whatever the length of daytime would have been. If you skipped a day of light, would you get jet lag because your body was like, "Ooh,
But that's
what?"
like asking if you're just in a room with the blinds all
Yeah,
sealed
that's
all
like
day,
saying-
would you get jet lag?
I think
And
you do.
wouldn't.
You do get
wouldn't.
jet lag.
No, of course you
You
wouldn't.
do get
Yeah.
jet lag because
You
people
wouldn't at
start
all.
going to sleep later and they get up later. If you have a depressed,
If you close your eyes all day, you don't get jet lag.
If a person is depressed in a room and they start going to
okay,
sleep
here's something
at like
I am
6 a.m.
qualified to answer.
Exactly. And then you start waking up at 1 p.m. That's jet lag. What's
No,
the
that's being
difference?
tired.
But that is all jet lag is. Jet lag is just tiredness caused by a jet, and that is caused by a jet stream of unhappiness in your
By
body.
a jet.
It's caused
you said
by-
it was caused by the sun.
Which is a huge jet flame in the
It's
sky.
caused by
There's
going
a
to
ball
bed
of-
late or early.
due to the sun's position in the sky being different to where your body expects
You have
it to be.
you and your father. Clearly, he's been going
When
on about the
Mario
sun.
gets chased by that sun, he gets tired. You cannot argue that.
You are the most like Trump of anyone I know.
Yes. I'm wrong, and I'm going to be loud until
That's
you
not
agree
true.
with me.
No. No, I'm right about this. It's incredible what I've said. It's unbelievable. But it is believable because it's true.
If just sitting in a darkened room all day gave you jet lag, you would constantly be jet lagged.
Maybe
Adam.
that's the issue.
But when I have had periods of my life where that's more where I've been at in my head, it's nothing to do with my head, it's to do with the sun. The sun is the only thing that could cure depression.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah.
No, that I don't agree with.
I kind of had never known until recently just yet how much of a role the sun does play.
Your body needs
in it.
the sun.
Getting
It's
the
an actual
sunlight.
vitamin.
Yeah.
It's a
and
nutrient.
someone
Vitamin
heard
S.
I heard this on a podcast.
Vitamins.
Honestly, I wish it wasn't called vitamin D. That's
Yeah.
so annoying that every time you got to go out and get some vitamin D, it's immediately the person around you goes, "Oh, get some vitamin dick up the arse."
I've been inside all day. Time for a bit of vitamin cum.
But I heard this recently on a podcast. I don't know how true it is, but that you
Well,
Did you
from
know what
experience.
erections are caused by the moon? It's the gravity of the
go.
moon
Yeah.
pulling your penis
Yes.
towards
Yes.
it.
Yes.
The blood rushes towards it like a tide.
That I do agree with.
Indisputable.
I have a vested interest in believing that. I found out that the vitamin D doesn't work if you're wearing sunglasses. Like it's absorbed by the eyes.
Right.
Wow.
I always just assumed it was like this. It needs to hitting the skin.
Yeah.
the skin absorbed it, but apparently
But then everyone who puts sunscreen on would be depressed.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The,
Depressed
the
because
eyes are
their
the window to
friend-
the mind and the
Depressed
soul.
because their friend put it on for them and they like put it in the shape of a big penis and then nowhere else.
yeah.
So
There's your vitamin D, mate.
But yeah, hearing that, I heard that on something I listened to about a week ago, and so the perfect timing. Just walking around today, going, "Thank God I had this good life hack." Just staring directly into the sun. Now I'm completely blind, and so the jet lag is going to last forever because
Yeah.
I have no way of seeing the sun. How do you explain that? Blind people.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Finally.
question.
On record.
Okay. Well, blind people still have eyes. There's my explanation.
But they often wear sunglasses.
True,
Yes.
but sunglasses are made of the sun. That's why they're called sunglasses, so you get more
It's
sun.
permanent.
okay. Yeah.
It's permanently reflecting back on them.
But Tommy just said that what he heard was that sunglasses do block the sun
Yep.
and you remain vitamin D deficient.
Heard wrong. I know. I listened to that podcast. It was the Wrong Facts podcast.
Yeah. How did you know?
Huh?
If you wear earplugs, you can't get any information into your ears.
Yep.
That is a fact.
If you plug up your nose, you can stand to be in a room with me for a longer amount of time.
Anyway,
Because I'll
boys.
keep complimenting your nose plugs. You're like, oh, this is nice. It didn't smell, but this is fun.
Anyway, boys, I feel fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back.
Yes.
I missed my boys. I missed my kind and knowledgeable boys.
Yeah. You can't get them anywhere else.
No, I looked around. I tried to find some replacements for you guys in all
you
the cities
did?
I was in, and they just, I tell you what, they just don't make them like they do back here.
Hello, welcome to 50 Casuals. My name is French Knox.
I have a stupid opinion I'd like to share.
Depression is caused by everything. Jet lag is the natural state, and the sun distracts us from this. I am controlled by a rat inside of my cap, as all French people are. Marcel Marceau, 100 rats, not even a person, just a bunch of rats. That's why he never talked. Oh. Yeah, just rats all in a big suit together, except for one of them, which he got stuck and he was too polite to say anything. He didn't want to be a mime. I don't have any more than this. I don't know why you're
Really?
expecting this to
Okay.
go on forever.
Yeah, you often do.
I'll bring it up when I'm ready. I don't want to be pressured into it with silence.
So we got a big week this week. We're recording this pretty right before putting it online, just because of the with me flying home and the timing has worked out great because if we had recorded this earlier in the week, we would have missed a whole bunch of stuff. We would have missed one big thing in particular.
One of the biggest things we have talked about ever.
Yeah. Definitely like it's well. I mean, we'll talk about it later. I think it's the Death Stranding trailer.
Yeah. We'll talk about it at the end.
I think we want to go through it pretty in detail because it doesn't make any fucking sense. I think that's why I'm in the mood I am to talk about the sun being the responsible for everything because like I'm Kojima'd today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've just watched a thing of absolute fiction on your television, and that's put you in the mood for to just make up facts.
What are you getting at here?
Well, let's talk a little bit about what we've played in the last week before we get into all the news and other stuff. I have been playing Team Sonic Racing.
Oh, right.
It sounded, and I know it isn't called this, but it sounded a little bit like you said Teen Sonic Racing.
Now, that would be cool.
What about a world in which the game was called Teen Sonic Racing?
Yeah.
Begin.
Okay.
Let's all imagine.
Interesting. Jeez, he'd...
Got to get my homework done fast, he might say.
No.
Nice.
No.
You might say that.
Something about...
I was into that.
Maybe do a lot of finger rings behind the sheds.
Knuckles.
He'd be knuckles deep.
Yeah.
How old is Sonic meant to be?
Oh, 8,000. He's probably like an elder god. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he seems teenish.
That's the thing. I don't think
like
it would
young
be that different.
early 20s.
If
He's got a bit of an attitude.
No,
but
if
he's
you're acting
independent.
like that in your early 20s, that's nuts.
Oh, that's something.
What?
That's something that's come up since we recorded last.
Ah!
The movie got bumped back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a teen movie now.
Yes.
What would that be like? And go. Yeah. All the people who
Well,
were saying...
it isn't a teen movie. It's 2020
it's a 20.
now.
It's an early 20s movie.
Yeah, all the people who were saying that like conspiracy theory of they were doing this as a deliberate marketing ploy, very much proven wrong by this, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, it would have taken lots of money and lots of time.
Yeah.
And it's
That is
delayed.
just incredible. That's such a... It was going to be out in November, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so
a
about
pretty...
3 months it's been pushed back by, which for films doesn't seem to happen anywhere near as often as games. Maybe it's just that I don't keep track of it as much.
Because I thought when they said they were like going to change the look of him in response to the negative fan, quote unquote, response to the trailer, I thought that was just based around changing the teeth. Like I thought it would take. I thought it would be a big job.
No,
but I
it was the
was
whole
like,
thing,
but
yeah.
I didn't. I read it as just like they were going to tweak little bits of it. So
Right.
he will look completely different now.
Yeah.
He's going to
wild.
look like the video game character, I assume.
The animators will surely still be working fucking hard until February too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't imagine that this is being done to give them like to not have to put them under crunch type hours.
Well, you would assume they would have to. I mean, they've got to go.
Okay.
Certainly at a pretty significant clip.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but like, I guess they must have run. I would so love to see the spreadsheet or the pie graph or whatever that made it a monetary case.
Probably the pie graph.
Like a value was placed onto how much money they would make with bad Sonic versus a remade Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that this is no cheap task.
Yeah, yeah.
And they are like, we will lose money if we don't do this.
Yeah, right, yes.
Is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You know what I really want now? Like, this now makes any of the previous, like, promotional material, like posters and stuff, for the original release, great collector's item now.
There's an original cut of that movie somewhere.
Yeah.
I am now massively into the idea of having a poster that's got the original Sonic on it with the November release date underneath.
Back to
the
Future with whoever wasn't Michael J. Fox in it still. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Timmy Grobbins, I believe it was.
Yep.
He had really big teeth. I remember that, and people were mad about the teeth.
Yeah.
Some unfunny guy.
He had really thick legs.
I can't remember his name, but he was like a guy who didn't have as much sort of humor as they wanted for the movie. Original. Oh, this is going to take forever to type. Back
Oh, you're getting through it pretty quick.
to
You could just do a voice search.
Future. I've only typed OR so far. I'm just saying it.
Oh, okay.
Original Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the guy? He's the bad guy in the mask?
Bad guy.
Isn't the mask kind of a bad guy?
No, he's just cheeky.
Yeah.
Depends what you consider to be bad. In today's PC climate, he's probably the bad guy.
In the comic books, he's kind of a bad guy. He
Yeah,
gets
right.
really violent. He goes and like kills people who've bullied him as.
Well, he does
badly.
kill people in The Mask.
He shoots those guys with the Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Do they die though, or do they just get hit by like beanbags or something?
I don't know.
I feel like maybe nobody dies in the original Mask.
It's kind of a kids' movie, so I
Yeah.
doubt there's any senseless violence.
But so yeah, they put that back to February 14th.
Huge, and now
Romantic film.
like, is it really?
It's the 14th of February.
That
it's coming
rocks.
out. Yeah.
That's so good. I love the idea now that they like because now that they've said, okay, we're going to fix it and make it better. It's like you can't make like the stakes are so high now. Like it has to be perfect now. If there's even anything slightly, if they do all this and people are like, yeah, still not really into the design of him. Like I really don't quite get why they've bothered, to be completely frank. Because this is the thing, people were going to go see this.
Yeah,
like
never give an
It was
inch.
enough of a car crash thing that like I mean we were going to for this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I reckon there would be enough other people that are into the idea of like this looks fucked. We've all got to go see it. So I don't know why they're bothering. Like even if they fix it and make him look awesome, I still think it'll just be a shitty movie with a cool looking Sonic in it.
100%.
And that's worse.
Them saying like we've heard the feedback and everything. Like it was feedback from people who, well, either exactly like you said, gonna go see the movie anyway, or were never gonna see it whether the Sonic was good or not.
Yeah, so many of those people were just doing a tweet about a thing because they
Right.
saw it was a thing and they wanted to get some likes. Like that's what is happening with a lot of stuff like this, I feel.
The second that Sonic's good looking as well, you start pointing out how bad the writing is, and the movie
That's the
gets
thing.
probably
Yeah.
worse.
Are they going, we have a Detective Pikachu or better, we have an awesome, fun movie here. God, I hope people don't not see it because he looks fucked. Better fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going for the Oscar.
Yeah.
Lady, look, if we wake up every morning and come to work, I meant to say it, and then work as hard as we can every day for 3 more months than we planned to, we can change this movie from a D- to a D- and a half a minus.
Yeah.
Let's get to work, everybody. Forget your kids. Stop yelling about your kids. You don't get to see them until Sonic looks beautiful.
I mean, that is great if you work at a movie studio and you're reading all these, articles about crunch in the games industry and how it ruins people's lives and being like, boy, I'm sure glad I don't work in that fucked industry.
Yeah.
And then you get the call up that you've got to like completely scale back this, like the busted up thighs of this little hedgehog. It's so funny.
Get Ben Schwartz back in here and cut him up. His face looks weird, evidently. I'm not going to look further into the tweets.
Oh, that would be great if it's just a guy in a suit. If that's their, if they
God,
go
yeah.
like original Ninja Turtles movie style, it's like kind of half puppet, half guy dressed up.
Well, him in Parks and Rec, he had that big hair. Just color it blue.
Yeah.
Boom.
But they can't reshoot the film, so it's him in a
it's him
suit
dropped in.
on a green screen.
Yeah.
And because green is sort of close enough-ish to blue, every now and then just bits of his head are kind of dropping out.
would
They
too.
accidentally put him on a blue screen back in the day.
So it's just this pair of
Floating
floating
John
eyes.
Ralphio.
Just teeth. You can only see the teeth anymore.
Yes.
They're the only visible part now.
So yeah, that's exciting stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, in preparation for Valentine's Day 2020, I've been playing Team Sonic Racing. And
That sounds like a teen Sonic racing to me.
What would a world where the Sonic characters were teens and having a race be like? Out of the way, man.
yeah,
Oh,
sick.
yes.
They're racing to the shelter sheds to smoke a durry at lunchtime.
They're all flossing. That's
Sonic
I'm
is trying to
assuming.
pass. Sonic tries to pass him. He's like, "Excuse me, sorry."
Yeah,
sorry.
he can't make eye contact.
Never mind. Never mind.
I loved the last Sonic racing game. Enjoyed it a lot. I was sort of looking forward to this because I love a kart racing game. This one, the last one they did though, it was Sonic and Sega characters. So you had
Right.
you could play as Alex Kidd and the crazy taxi people and stuff. It's pretty cool. This one they've gotten rid of that, which is pretty disappointing.
So who is there other than? I mean, like how many characters are there other than Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and Shadow?
I think there's 12 all
and
up.
Girl Sonic.
Amy. Well, there's Amy who she's rat or something.
No, she's a hedgehog.
She's some kind of
Jesus.
marsupial. No, there's one who's not a hedgehog.
she went to the cops.
There's one. Yeah.
You got any ex-girlfriends called Amy?
No. There's one with
She's
like.
a fucking cunt.
There's ones with there's one with ears out the side. Hold on.
A hedgehog.
No, she's not a hedgehog. The one I'm thinking of.
Amy is a hedgehog.
Maybe
though.
Amy's a hedgehog.
Amy's pink and she's a hedgehog.
She hates the sun. Amy's caused by the sun.
That's true. Sonic.
3 grown men googling what sort of animal Amy from the Sonic the Hedgehog games is.
characters fucking. All right, who do we have?
People waiting with bated breath on this review to find out. We really made them go on a long journey to find out what I thought of
Here
this
we go.
racing game with Sonic.
There's
Eric
she's
Stoltz.
a rabbit, not a rat. Essentially,
Sorry.
essentially.
Okay.
I was thinking of. Okay, Amy Rose is a hedgehog, I guess.
Yes.
She looks like a hedgehog.
It doesn't say that on Wikipedia. It doesn't say I guess.
I was thinking of Cream the rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Was there a fox called Michael J?
No, there's
that'd be
Blaze.
cool.
There's Blaze the cat.
That'd be something.
There's Rouge the bat. There's Rouge the bat in there. There's Big the cat. There's Silver the hedgehog.
The
Metal Sonic.
The Sonic games should just get Jazz Jackrabbit and have him in there.
Yeah.
The people that make those games aren't doing anything with him.
They probably won't notice.
He would fit right in the Sonic canon.
Yes.
He looks-
Considering he was a rip-off of Sonic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a big fan of the last one. Not having any
I'm Big the cat fan of the last one.
not having any of the other Sega characters in it is a bit of a loss because it did give it a bit more variety. It has like a pretty interesting mechanic where you race in teams. So it's you and 2 other people, and you have little special moves. So whoever is coming first out of your team leaves behind a little yellow trail that if you can, it's like a little slipstream that you can get a little boost out of. You can share items between each other. Like if you pick something up and you don't need it, you can like pass it off to someone else on your team.
Right, like Jet the Hawk, for example, or Wave the Swallow.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. If
Slippy the frog.
Storm the albatross. We're going to take this albatross by morning. Storm the albatross.
Every time you do a little thing with your team, you build
little
up
thing.
a little thing.
Yes.
One of those moves, you build up a meter, and when that meter's full, you can all do like a super move, like the equivalent of like getting the, flashing star in Mario Kart or whatever. Like just basically invincibility and like a super speed boost.
Right.
So that's kind of a cool mechanic that changes it up a bit. The track design is good. Tracks are really good. The voice acting and the writing of what's being said during the races is some of the worst shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Even for like
It's-
Six the Badger and Orbot and Cubot? Even
What
for
are they?
Characters like them?
Are they bots?
Orbot and Cubot? Yeah.
Nice.
They're robots.
They're not in this, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked them yet. Maybe there'll be paid DLC down the line. That'd be a nice little treat.
Well, that's probably where Babylon Rouge is. That's probably when they're coming in.
You know what? I think we need to start treating this podcast like a Dave Chappelle concert, and you have to lock your phone up before you come in here and
Yeah.
put it in a sealed bag so that you don't have access to it.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, that's
Like
not
what?
exactly the type of. I mean,
Like
you're being
what?
pretty strict, like a Gun Commander.
okay.
You're reminding me of Gun Commander right now.
I think you're on a different Wikipedia page now. Yeah, I
No,
don't.
I'm looking at his phone.
It's the hot new craze that's sweeping the nation.
Well, I got this from my friend Maria Robotnik.
You got what? The phone?
The phone from my
Okay.
friend Maria Robotnik, and it reminds me of her. And she's dead because she was killed by Chaotix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So-
An Eggman. He's trying to review the game, so why don't you listen to him?
All right, sorry, I apologize. Fang the sniper, thank you for this
Fang's an
review.
all right one actually.
Yeah?
Is he
Yeah.
in there?
No, he's not.
Fuck. What is he?
That's the thing. They have
Sniper.
What animal?
He's
Sniper.
a
It's a
he's a
marsupial.
weasel.
Ah.
He's a weasel.
Oh, okay.
He was, I think, in the Game Gear one.
Right.
They do
Right.
have some good characters in the mix, the Sonic games, but right up until a clear point.
Yeah.
Like Sonic Adventure when Big the Cat and all that shit starts to come in is where it goes real bad.
Funky
Right.
Kong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a decent kart racer with good tracks, but the there's just like I went into the menu to try to turn the voice stuff all the way off.
Yes.
And did that and then started racing and they're still fucking talking at me.
Oh,
you
God.
can't escape it. And there's like an announcer guy who like yells stuff out at you during races, like he'll give you little instructions and stuff. And when you turn the voice thing volume down in the options menu, as it's getting quieter and quieter, he starts going, "Wait, what are you doing? I've got important things to tell you during the game," and it just gets softer and softer.
That's
weird.
good.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't actually work.
It doesn't work.
Are you sure you didn't like just cancel out of it and not save it?
Yeah, maybe I did that.
I'm willing to bet that's what happened.
It's almost 100% certain that's
Probably the
what I
jet
did.
lag.
Yeah, I don't know. I still need to play a bit more of it to see. I was kind of liking it at the start, and then now it's like just the uninspired choice of characters and
Right.
the sort of shitty design elements of it. Like the tracks are great.
Yeah,
it looks
okay.
really cool. But then it's just it's kind. I think I'm really looking forward to Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
That looks really good. And kind of knowing that that's just on the horizon. If that wasn't coming, I could probably invest in this a little more because it's like I love a kart racer. I'll get into this with everything I've got. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I reckon there's a much better one of these in about a month or so. So I don't really need to worry too much about liking this.
Yeah. I didn't even know this was out.
Yeah, it came out like a week ago, I think.
Yeah,
Week and
right.
a half ago. Yeah. Anyway, that's my non-committal review of Team Sonic Racing. But there's stuff that, like, there's little clips that, all the characters like yelling to each other when they're racing. And they're so bad.
Like what?
I've been playing as Tails and he'll get a speed boost and he goes, "Accelerating is exhilarating."
Okay, that's
And honestly,
think that shit's badass.
That's one of the best.
It is exhilarating, and they rhyme. That's some Eminem shit.
I don't like the flow of that.
I love the flow of it. Accelerating is exhilarating, and enumerating my. I'm no Tails.
What have you boys been playing?
Should I do the one that only I have, and then we can do the one that we both have?
Yeah.
So the one that I have played is called Observation.
In the world,
Yes, it is very, very fun and very tense.
so you're an AI.
You're a computer AI.
Give me your review of this game.
I knew this was going to happen. And there was no way around it.
How do you think I feel having to talk about the fucking Sonic game? It's like every sentence I say is going to be piled on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you play that on a normal console or a baby console?
Yeah, I played it on my fucking Fisher-Price speak and spell computer.
The little thing where you push it and the bubbles move a hoop, and you got to try and.
The writing in this is appalling.
Yes. So this game, I played it on PS4. It is out on a bunch of things, as far as I know. It's a story-focused game and a puzzle game where you play as basically a camera. Like
Right.
you play as a computer AI of a space station, and it sort of starts very tensely, very cinematically, sort of like you just see black and then sort of lights start to pop on, and then sort of the sweep of the light comes through this window and you realize you're like just spinning in a space station.
Cool.
And yeah, you realize something's wrong. You sort of boot up.
Yeah.
It's like an interface, like you're seeing a screen, like you're booting up. And you sort of gradually get filled in that something has gone wrong in this space station. Only one of the people seems to be alive. She's sort of getting in contact with you, and you sort of move from camera to camera and room to room, solving these sort of little puzzles and revealing what's happened piece by piece. And just the way that it's presented is really tense. The music is very, very well done. And just like camera shots, like it's done like a horror movie.
But how are you solving the puzzles? You're just a simple camera.
Well, you interact with interfaces that are brought up on screen.
Okay.
So it's like,
Like you can turn the lights on and off or switch the fridge on or whatever.
basically, yeah.
Right.
But also like, say you're like an operating system. So it's like, okay, this screen comes up and you like, you've got to match this voice print to a security one that's in like the memory bank.
Right.
So you're like moving a waveform from left to right and looking for things that match and don't match.
Right.
It's basically like simple things like that are rooted in like interface design.
Cool.
And I've basically played now what I realize is like the prologue or like the cold open. Because you get to like this point where you've really sort of like tense and freaked out and like stuff sort of, because you're trapped in a camera or multiple cameras, it'll like bring stuff up in front of you like a movie would.
Ah,
So
right.
you're kind of trapped and you just have to watch things unfold.
I'm spooked just hearing about it.
Nice. It's a scarily bad description. But that sort of builds up, that tension builds up, and then it gets to a point where I don't want to spoil it, but like you get to see outside of the space station for the first time. And what it reveals is like, holy fuck. And then the game starts from there.
Dude, there is so much of this out here. I am absolutely flabbergasted by the amount of space that's out here. What the fuck?
This bald man
I'm
and
going to
his-
have jet lag from this. I can barely see the fucking sun.
This bald man and his dog have turned up because they think the moon's made of cheese.
Is that a fucking baby over there?
Yeah.
Sleeping in a bubble.
The revelation is it's the wrong trousers. But yeah,
Penguin
Penguin's
looks
trying to kill me.
I don't want to go anywhere near that penguin. Be a game where you're the computer that controls Wallace's bed that flips him
yes.
off.
Yeah.
Trying to fling
His
jam
toast
in his
machine.
face.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 11 hours and 59 minutes a day of inactivity.
Yeah.
But for that 1 minute where you're flinging him out of the bed,
Yeah.
oh baby, that's good stuff.
Gromit keeps trying to catch the toast and whatever, but you
Yeah.
got to outsmart Gromit.
Yes.
Damn, that sounds all right.
I love Wallace and Gromit.
But there's some voice acting. There's this main female character who's like what appears to be the only survivor, and it's kind of like you're guiding her through like in some of those VR games where you're sort of like watching someone move through not a diagram, diorama, but this is like a full 3D sort of setup, and you're sort of helping her solve problems as well, and she's very well acted. So yeah, I really like it.
That
Cool.
sounds really cool.
It's really fun so
And what were
far.
you playing this on? An adult console
Yes, 18 plus.
at the Crazy Horse Cinema just with a
Yes.
controller in your hand?
Yes.
It sounds a little Tacoma-ish.
It is.
really like Tacoma.
It is, but it's way better presented.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it looks good. It uses sort of like some staticky, filmy, grainy stuff over the cameras at certain points to sort of get a real, so like 70s
Like some
alien.
of the cameras are kind of broken or
Yeah,
whatever. a bit.
yeah.
Nice.
And just to set the scene and the vibe, it does it really well.
This sounds sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
this.
fun.
A story-driven, puzzle-based game that is enthralling and captivating and well presented. That sounds like a cool thing to play.
Yeah.
I've been playing A Plague Tale: Innocence,
Yeah.
and I was led to believe that it was along those lines. I'm really not enjoying it.
I am like half and half on it.
Yeah.
I think the music is incredible. I think that the storytelling is good in a broad sense.
Sure.
Like, I like what it's doing.
I like the setting for sure, and like it's a unique story.
Yep.
And I think the kind of ideas that are there are fine. The acting seems terrible to me.
The voice acting is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's set in like 13th, 14th century France. And I'll throw over to my French co-host for the remainder of this review. Hello, it's me. Nah, I got sick of that already.
Sacre bleu.
And so it's, 13th, 14th century France. I can't remember which. I can never get them. I never remember them right because it's 1300s,
Yeah.
I think, which is 14th century. but
14th
it might be the
century,
1200s. I can't remember. Spanish Inquisition and the plague. And
French
so-
Inquisition.
Was it not the Spanish Inquisition everywhere across Europe?
I don't know.
I thought it was the Inquisition came out of Spain and spread. But I might be wrong. Because
Maybe you're thinking of the plague.
I'm thinking of Monty Python, and 90% of my knowledge of the Inquisition comes purely from that and like Warhammer 40,000 manuals.
Yeah. No, it's the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, which was all over Europe.
Yeah.
So I guess it came out of Italy.
Yeah.
And then it moved from whatever it was. The fucking Inquisition.
Do you want to hear from
my?
my Italian friend to review this game? It's a me, a Mario.
Whoa, that's weird that your name happens to be that. Hi,
I
Mario.
could definitely think of other Italian names, and I didn't just go with a Mario.
So yeah, it's olden days France.
Yes.
You're a medieval lady who is like the
Daughter of a lord.
and a very hardworking seeming lady.
Yes.
who you seem to have a good relationship with your dad, but maybe not so great of a one with your mother.
Yes.
And definitely not really any relationship with your very young brother who's about 5.
Yeah.
He's sick in some way, and so he's been kind of isolated for most of his life. But the Inquisition comes looking for him, and you are tasked with escaping with him and getting him to another place where he needs to be to progress the story.
Yeah.
Alongside that, there is the plague happening, and in this game it takes the form of rats literally bursting out of the ground in their hundreds and trying to swallow you, like a swarm of rats in the way of, like, did you ever play Gears of War?
No.
Okay. Did you ever play
No.
Gears? Well, there were some bats in there that look like these rats.
I can imagine it.
It's like the big black swarm of rats. You can't see, and they move
Yeah.
like a big shadow, like a tentacle of the beast from
Right.
below the earth, which is kind of cool. The rats look good.
Yeah.
And it looks fine. It looks okay. The animation is quite bad.
I don't think it looks good. I think the worst thing about this game, worse than the voice acting for me, for my immersion and enjoyment, is how it looks. It
Right.
looks like a very old, shitty game.
It's like, it's quite an independent sort of thing, I believe.
And I'm trying to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But it's the truth.
Right. I think it looks fine. I'm playing it on the PC, and it looks okay. The animation is just not good, especially with a story-focused thing. There's a lot of close-ups on faces that really aren't selling it to me. They look like they're out of fucking Fable or something. From like,
well, I also think the controls are kind of dodgy. They're very imprecise.
and I hate what you're being asked to do. It's very basic, dull stealth is the main part of the game to me. So it's a lot of throwing a rock to distract this guard so you can move behind them. It's a lot of turning on a light here so the rats will move so you can get through this bit. Leaving the kid so you can go and do another thing because the kid can't come with you, and then making a path for the kid.
But then the kid, if you leave him for too long, he freaks out.
Yeah.
So it's an escort mission game.
Yeah.
I still find the stealth very tense. I like that about it. I am invested in, like, I don't want this kid to get, I don't want to get, because it's like you're playing as a young woman.
Yeah.
And she'll get smacked in the face if you get caught. Like, I don't want to get caught. And so I find that very tense.
Sure.
And I buy the characters, but it's how it looks that I don't like.
Right. I don't buy the characters because of the acting and just like the lack of exposition in this. I don't like the way it's being told.
Right.
It just kind of is like, it feels really plain or something. That's not the right word. I don't know how to express myself.
Underdone, like underwritten or something.
Maybe a little bit. It's like it just feels kind of cliched, I guess. Other than the setting, which is new, it's not post-apocalypse. It's like 1300s France or whatever. But other than that, it feels like every single one of these sort of escort mission-y, post-apocalypse-y kind of games that, like, oh, here's this one. It feels a lot like The Last of Us.
Yeah. Yes.
With much worse gameplay, and I'm the stealth is super simple and or like very
traditional.
Obvious. Traditional. Yeah. It just doesn't feel fresh. It feels rote and. In terms of the story and and the gameplay, both of them feel pretty generic.
Okay, I think
to me.
I can cop the gameplay because it's just simple. Like, it is simple and it feels simple to play. Like, it feels like they're not using all of the controller in a way. But I think it's the music, some of the, like, the lighting and the settings and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it is like, literally the setting maybe is getting me in. Like, I'm invested. I want to see what happens next. I'm tense. I think I'm more forgiving to the gameplay simplicity than you are, maybe.
Well, I think I'm not feeling that tension because of it, because you can see the mechanics of it so plainly, because it's like literally this thing will be highlighted for you to whack it with a rock or whatever.
Yeah.
Every part of the gameplay feels so... it almost feels like... Did you ever play Hitman Go? Where it was like viewed from above and it was like a board game kind of thing.
Oh,
it feels a lot like that from a different perspective to me, where it's really set out on this kind of grid that you can kind of see where all the blocks go.
Yeah.
And it feels really under... it doesn't grab me in any way.
Right.
Because you can see through it. It feels like a wireframe or something like that.
Yeah. I can see that. I think that music in a game will do a lot for me, and in a movie and TV shows.
I agree with that.
I think it's doing enough heavy lifting that I'm like, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And certain aspects of it, I'm like, this is really good. I do like the fact that I've never played a game in this setting before.
Yeah.
And I like the Inquisition stuff. Like, I don't know. There are aspects of it, I think, just aesthetically that are getting me through.
Cool. And it reminded me a lot of when I played a bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance, that medieval game. It's pretty similar in setting to that. So I think that kind of maybe took away some of the novelty for me, maybe. Right. Or like, it's just the whole combination of all of it isn't really working for me.
Right.
But I like the ideas behind it, but just it doesn't. There's something missing in the execution of it that's just making me kind of not get sucked in by those elements of it that are good,
right? Which
completely removes their impact.
Yep. I think that's understandable. I think there's a category of gamer who will be like, this reminds me of The Last of Us, and there are cool things about the aesthetic.
Yeah,
I like this, and there are a category of gamer who will be like, this reminds me of The Last of Us, and there are elements of the aesthetic that I don't like.
Yeah, and I want to like the aesthetic. It's just that what's being done with it doesn't have anything to do with that aesthetic,
right?
And so how see-through the gameplay part of it is taking away from that setting to me, for some reason. You know what I mean? Having a board game set in 13th century France wouldn't be appealing to me,
right?
And that's what this feels like,
right? I think I'm in the middle because I've heard people say it's their favorite game of the year.
Yeah,
I've heard people loving it. Yeah, wow. Yeah. It got, I think, good reviews. Like that's why I bought it the other day, is because I had heard that it was good, and then you mentioned you were going to play it the other week, I think. So yeah, I'm sort of in the middle on it.
It feels similar a bit to Hellblade for me, where a lot of people seem to be loving the story elements of it, and I find that maybe it's like a weird uncanny valley thing, where the closer a story gets to being like
actually good,
the more it's noticeable the bits of it that aren't.
Sure.
Like I'm willing to give a video game story so much fucking leeway. We'll talk about Metal Gear Solid in a minute a bit. It's flat out bad,
right,
in a lot of ways, but I like it because of that, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, this just feels... it would have been way more interesting as a movie. The gameplay parts are the thing that are making me not want to keep going.
Yeah, I think that it's objectively got old-fashioned gameplay and graphics, and everything else is subjective, I think. Everything else about it, and some people are loving it. So.
Even the graphics, I would say, have the capability of being better than maybe what you're seeing on a PS4.
Right.
Because I think they look quite nice. Other than the animations a bit. But just the gameplay is really blocky it just feels mechanical and dull in the way that it's something you've seen before if you've played a bunch of stealth stuff.
And I think so you're right, this is a smaller studio, right? This is an independent game.
I think so.
I think the sacrifices they've made to tell what they feel is an interesting story in an interesting setting is we put a little bit less into the gameplay.
And to be fair, I've not finished it, so maybe the story gets to a place that makes it way better, and I kind of want to finish it because it's a story-based thing.
Yeah.
So I might be completely the other way at some point where I'm like, oh, but this happens and this happens that made me like it.
Right.
But I've played sort of the first maybe third of it, and what's been set up at that point is like not grabbing me heaps.
Right.
It's grabbing me a little bit, like about 4 rats.
Sure.
Or like maybe out of a swarm of 600 rats.
Yes.
At this
4
point,
out of 600.
No, I'm giving it about 80 to 120 out of 600 rats at this point.
Okay.
I'm like, like about to, but people are still pulling me through the door,
Right.
and I might just have my foot gnawed off and have to live with that for the rest of the story.
But maybe at some point, all of the rats get you,
maybe
drag
the
you
rats
away.
get me, and some of the person holding me's hands, so they have to let go of me.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll see.
Who do you think would be most likely to be holding your hand when the rats come for you?
Well, I don't think
the rats come for you.
I don't think it'll be anyone I know, because it's always a ragtag group of people who meet up in an apocalyptic situation.
Okay.
So it'll be like a tough baker, big hands.
Yeah. Well, someone's holding on to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. I'm trying to think who else would still be around in the ragtag bunch of misfits.
Well, so the rats have taken over. So anyone who's like working in sewers and shit is gone.
Right.
The further away you work from the ground, the more likely you are to have survived the initial rat outpouring.
Your apartment's pretty high up.
Yeah.
So you'd be okay.
So I'm in my
Yeah,
apartment,
right.
I'm fine, and I'm hanging out with a bunch of like lawyers and hotshots. But a lot of
Hang
them,
on.
a lot of them.
Surely they'd sacrifice you to the rats.
No, I mean after
They're in the
apocalypse, but
courthouse.
they don't
So
know what
do I.
they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They get into their Ferraris and try to drive away, but you can't outrun a swarm of rats. So they
not in a very fast car.
no, but there's rats coming out of the fucking gutters and shit. You're
Yes.
driving towards more rats.
Yeah.
And if you're driving faster towards more rats, guess what?
You're gonna kill all the rats.
You're going to get eaten by the rats. There's
Okay.
too many rats. You'll kill 6,000 rats, but there's 8 million rats.
8 million
There's
rats.
more than that even,
I
probably.
guess the rats
Yeah.
have probably gone up the wall out the front of your apartment building.
They
to
go
have
up the
gotten in
gutters.
through the
They
balcony.
can,
But
yeah.
luckily,
So you're
I've
not
just
safe
clogged.
up there.
No, but I've clogged my toilet with a huge shit that morning, so the rats are too disgusted to
Right.
bite through it.
Yeah.
Good thing you planned ahead.
Well, I didn't. It's just pure luck, as is the case with a lot of these situations.
No, I've been to your house a bunch. You're a doomsday prepper if that's the case.
Yeah, to be lawyers, helicopter pilots.
Yeah, there's a helipad at my work.
Yeah, right.
So if I'm at work, I'm okay.
And there's a helicopter there at the time, though.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
only you said all that you revealed was that there's the pad.
Yeah.
you revealed nothing about the actual helicopter.
You've
If I
also
go-
got to be one of the 4 people. I reckon what's happening to you is you go to the helipad, the helicopter's taking off. You're that chump who tries to grab
Oh,
onto
yeah.
the feet of the helicopter and falls into the swarm of rats
I
from
think-
the helicopter.
I think I'm fighting my way into the copter. I think I have more of
And then you crash the copter because you pulled the pilot out.
yes.
Get out! This is my copter.
I think that's completely fair. But I'd rather die that way than getting eaten by rats.
I'm setting up some sort of guy rope over to the neighbor across the way from me who has definitely got some form of addiction to something that makes you scream loudly and play loud music.
Right.
Late
And his
at
name
night.
is Guy.
So I'm going
That's a
over.
guy rope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guy, catch this rope. And he's like, the government. And I throw that over and I go over to his apartment
Yep.
because he'll have a whole bunch of chemicals because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's cooking shit in there.
Yeah.
And I can use them to swarm off the rats to get a bunch of smoke going. And everyone knows rats hate smoke, and so I
That's
can.
mosquitoes.
No, they're the same, and I can get rid of them that way.
Okay.
I'm giving
Clear a
myself
path.
over to the rats almost immediately.
Before you
Which-
know there's a plague.
Yeah, because this ties in pretty conveniently to some pretty big plans that I had for myself either way.
yeah.
This is a blessing, really.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with the first group of people where there's an old man who goes, rats. Mm-hmm. That's who I'm sticking with.
Okay.
Because he's going to survive.
So you're going to be out on your balcony just listening out for a kind of snappy quip from
Yeah,
down on the
yeah,
ground. And then
right.
you're like, can I come with you guys? What are you bringing to the group? What are you offering?
Someone burns a whole bunch of rats, and then he goes, squeaky clean. Or I guess he kills them with dishwashing soap or something.
Yeah.
But
Why aren't you doing that so that you're the cool guy that other people want to go with?
I don't know how to use a fucking
Because
flamethrower.
In a group, you're offering nut. Just get a can of Lynx and a
Yeah.
No,
light.
but you've got to be the one to have killed them to do the quip as well. I can't be doing the quip from up the back.
Yelling out,
Yeah.
say squeaky clean.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, what are you bringing to the group? If you're coming up with the quips, you can be like the writer of the group.
No, I
you
can
can
be
be
the
handing
guy-
them on little cue cards to people as they're wiping out the rats.
I'm the guy who gets bit but doesn't admit it.
yeah, I was going to say that. You're that or the guy who panics early and like opens the door and lets a bunch of rats in.
I think I could also. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
let the rats in.
I reckon I could be the dude who, like, maybe gets away at some point early on. You think he's dead, but then he comes back as like, and he's wearing a big rat skull.
No way.
As like the hat. And he's like, I figured
way.
out how to be the king of the rats, and I'm going to try and kill you with my rats.
No, they find you later and it's just a skeleton picked clean.
Nah.
Are we still in your review of the game? Because this actually sounds really good.
Yes. yes.
You see, that's the thing. You think Rat World, you think, oh, wait, you could go a million places with that.
Greg
And
Larson's Rat World.
they don't really go to those places.
I love Rat Worlds where Kevin Costner has a rat's tail.
But how did they still get food if there were rats everywhere?
Why didn't they just drink the rats?
How were this many jet skis in Rat World before the rats came? Bit of news. Other than the rats taking over.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe more on Rat World next week. Who knows? There's a couple of other fucking games I really want to play at the moment.
What games?
Void Bastards, which is these are two games that I hadn't heard of until today.
Okay.
And I think it's called
I've heard the name.
Outer Worlds, maybe something like that. So Void Bastards looks like it's like a roguelikey thing with these comic book graphics. It looks really cool. It's a first-person shooter. The graphics look great. And it's like System Shocky roguelike.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going onto like derelict spaceships and trying to find the AIs on there and whatever, trying to escape this prison ship.
Right.
That looks kind of cool.
It's the enemy of the game I was playing. If you're fighting the AIs.
Yeah. It's the enemy of that game. It's that game.
Yeah, you get me.
Neighbor who it hates.
What a wonderful observation.
Something we can all understand and enjoy.
It's almost a callback. But if a callback was just you sort of saying the thing.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Remember that thing?
So the other game,
Well, it's back.
Outer Worlds, appears to be No Man's Sky's enemy.
Yes.
The enemy of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
In that it's
Sean
a
Ryan?
space exploration game. Sean Murray.
Fuck. Sean Ryan's a guy we know, isn't he?
And he hates No Man's Sky.
I forget it. You haven't seen The Sun in a while. And it appears to be like Subnautica or something. It's like you're a space detective and you can control time and you're going between these planets to try and figure out this crazy story.
Okay.
Apparently. I haven't played either of them, but that's what I want to play should I get the time in the
What's
next
that
week.
second one called?
I want to say Outer Worlds.
Isn't that one that hasn't come out yet?
I think it just came out.
By the way, you segued into this by saying there's been some news.
Yeah.
Here are the big headlines.
Well-
some stuff I'm thinking about doing soon.
If you wind back the tape, I said there's some news. Maybe we'll talk about a rat's tail later. And
Okay. So I've Googled Outer World.
Yeah.
Premium Australian vape juice is what
That's
comes
what I'm
up
talking
first.
about. You smoke enough of it, and it's No Man's Sky, but better.
And then the Outer Worlds reveal trailer 2018. That is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's not out yet, is it?
Okay, maybe it isn't the Outer Worlds that I'm thinking of. Otherworld. Hold on.
I think I'm going to download Injustice 2 after you guys leave.
Oh, nice.
Outer Wilds. So it's Outer Worlds, but with an accent.
Yeah.
Outer Wilds. We got to get there. It's in Boston. It's called Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is the one that I want to play.
Okay, I'm
next
looking it
week.
up.
This is important.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
In terms of now for the enemy of that segment Ben just did. Ben looks at a game and sort of reacts.
Yeah.
Ben
I
Googles
don't
and
look at a
reacts.
game and react a lot.
News.
Yep.
Yep.
There were a couple of interesting things. A guy who used to work at Rare put a bunch of stuff out about Conker's Other Bad Day,
Yes.
which was a cancelled sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day. And it looked kind of interesting, and I wish they'd have made it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it seems like them getting bought by Microsoft kind of killed that whole plan off, and like they had to reshuffle what they were doing. But we got Cameo.
Yeah.
we got avatars.
We got Viva Pinata.
We got Viva Pinata party animals. I think we got Connectimals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they rare. We got Perfect Dark Zero.
We got Sea of Thieves.
Oh, yeah.
We got Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Oh, yeah. Was Grabbed by the Ghoulies the first one that they did
I think
post
I think
Microsoft?
that was the only one that came out on the original Xbox from them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Anyway,
Viva Pinata is them, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Viva Pinata was good.
I heard it was
I don't know
good,
if I ever
yeah.
played
I
it.
never played it, but I heard it was a good one.
But yeah, so if you-
Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts
car building.
with the weird fucked up new designs of them. It's
called a garage.
They're all angular.
If you want to look at that stuff, it's best to just go on the internet and look for that stuff. I'm not going to describe what it was,
One could say that about literally every aspect of this podcast.
Yeah.
but it was kind of cool.
Not that argument about the sun. You'll find that nowhere else.
Oh, I bet there's some way more spicier ones of them
yeah.
happening on some corners of the internet.
That's true.
The message board for the sun.
Telltale are having their games be delisted from stores slowly.
Yep. They're
So-
dead. They're dying and they're dead.
That's it.
GOG has taken everything of theirs down, I believe, already, or is
Right.
about to. Because obviously, all of their shit was licensed.
Yep.
So the second that company goes, how do you work out those contract deals. Like
Yeah.
that probably had a clause in every one of their contracts where if we go under, the whole thing blows apart.
Yes.
So that all seems like it's going to be going. So if you want that stuff, I guess buy it.
Buy a disc.
But yeah, I guess you could buy a disc of it, or like if it's not delisted. I don't think it's off of the like PlayStation Store and stuff yet,
Right.
so you can still get it in some places. But
even then, it's like, if you want to have Telltale games,
Yeah.
and you only have like digital licenses, you should buy a physical copy because that license will probably disappear faster than otherwise.
Really?
I
But
guess
if you
so.
download
If
it and
you've
it's
already
stored on your...
bought it, I think you still have it.
Yeah, if it's stored
It's
on your
just you
hard
can't
drive,
buy
it's not going to
them
delete it
anymore.
off that.
No, I know. Yeah, but like if you just have it in your library.
Oh, yeah.
Then you should be fine. If you already own it,
You
then
reckon?
I don't think they're taking it down for that.
Right.
I think it's just you can't buy them anymore.
People just stressing out listening to this. Boys, tell me, what am I meant to do?
I think it's that it's delisted from purchase of in the store, but if you own a copy, then you can download it.
Right.
And guess what? If you own a copy and you can't download it anymore, then you have free reign to pirate it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That means you get to happily, at least ethically, pirate it and get sent to jail off of my advice.
But you'll feel good.
This advice is purely for entertainment purposes.
That poor guy in like a year's time is like, finally, I've saved up enough money to buy Sam and Max. No!
Bone! How come I don't get to play Bone? The Secret of Monkey Island 5. I think they did. So yeah, that's was obviously going to happen, I guess, but just another shitty element of the way the games are now, them being torn apart and removed from history. Unless you've already played them to completion several times and have them burned into your memory. But if you've played every Telltale game to completion several times, it might be, according to the World Health Organization, that you suffer from video game addiction, a disorder that they have officially recognized as existing.
Finally. We did it, boys.
All our sort of like subconscious campaigning that we've been doing, they've recognized it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's affected these guys.
I don't think...
we're the lab rats.
Speaking of
We're
rats,
a canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
if there were 1 million lab rats and they all came out all at once, what do you think would happen?
Pretty tense, I think. If the music is inherently tense, I'll feel tense.
Yeah, I don't think it's too surprising that they've recognized that as being a thing that can happen to
It's
people.
an addiction.
Yeah, it can be. It's another thing that, I mean, it literally gives you reward for giving it input. Like, so of course it's something you can get addicted to.
Yeah.
Yes.
But isn't that part of that just that they're classifying it, that it's, I mean, an addiction is an illness.
Yeah.
So it's just a thing that you can get addicted to.
Right.
But that's true of so many things.
But it's a specific disorder that some people, I assume what it is. And it might surprise you to learn I'm not a member of the World Health Organization.
You're certainly not addicted to doing your research.
Well, that is a real addiction, I assume, and I don't want to risk it. But I think the reason they have the different disorders is because different people are susceptible to different ones. Like addiction doesn't just blanket.
Well, the symptoms and also I think the treatment of it would obviously vary between kinds of addictions.
So if you were just like, it's basically heroin, give him some fucking whatever that one
Methadone?
Methadone.
Yeah. Getting methadone to be weaned off Super Mario.
Yeah. Maybe get him to play the first like third of a Plague Tale and go, I'm not going to play anything else this week.
And that's to cure alcoholism.
So yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And it's definitely good that they're recognizing that video games are so good that I think there's an argument to be made, a legitimate argument, that your life is maybe better spent only playing them and focusing on that than doing plenty of other things.
In the same way that heroin objectively makes you feel the best you'll ever feel.
Well, at times.
Right.
But then it makes you feel the worst too.
Yes.
But video games, always good. It's better than heroin.
I think they have a worse long-term negative impact.
Just stand up once every hour.
Well,
the Wii tells you. Remember the Wii, how it would say, hey, every 15 minutes, take a break. Every hour, take a 15-minute break. You do that, I can quit any time. I'm wearing the wrist strap. I'm safe.
No. I think it's good. I think it's getting... I think you're right as well. Like, it is such a seductress.
Yeah.
Because, like, the negative impacts are, like... weight gain over months or depression or things like that.
I think
Yeah.
it's the social shit that is the
Yeah.
biggest
oh,
thing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, whatever physical ailments sitting on the fucking couch can have, plenty of people have them if they like fucking
Work in
sport
an office.
or work in an office or anything that requires, hey, sit here and do nothing for a while.
Yeah.
If you watch movies, then you've got the capability to be unhealthy.
Yep.
But if you read books, like fucking look how fat Benjamin Franklin was. That motherfucker never played a goddamn level of Mario.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
You didn't read a book.
Benjamin Franklin, big ass guy. He's out there fucking flying a kite.
He did have a big ass.
To unlock his
seen them
door,
drawings
he
of him?
had to tie a key to a kite to get it high enough to go in the lock because he couldn't be bothered
it's
getting
like
fucking up.
holding a broom and like
Yeah.
hitting the microwave.
That's why he did it. Then he's like, oh, I can't see. I need to invent a fucking electric thing to fuck. I mean, I didn't invent the light bulb. I'm Benjamin Franklin, not
Yeah.
fucking whoever worked for fucking what's his name?
Timothy Edison.
Timothy Edison. Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Oh, give me an electric kettle. I'm thirsty for tea. That's Benjamin Franklin.
Right.
That's why he invented electricity, so he could invent the electric wheelchair.
I love
Right.
the water
Which he
that he
didn't
makes.
The water.
Yeah.
From that mountain he owns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dude, Mount Franklin is what he told his wife every night because he couldn't be bothered going on top. But yeah, so
Welcome to our roast of historical figures.
That's an actual thing on Netflix at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, there's a historical
what's his
roast.
name's done it?
Jeffrey Ross.
I can't
Jeffrey
remember any
Roast.
fucking names today. Yeah, Jeff Ross.
Yeah.
His prison one was great.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, be careful with how much you do things.
yeah.
Anything. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Other than comment sections, which should be free reign.
Yeah.
And this podcast. Subscribe on Patreon. Get the Bandcamp episodes.
New Bandcamp coming out real soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen to as much of this as you can.
Re-listen.
Watch our clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch all of them.
Share
Yeah.
it with others. Become a pusher.
Yeah.
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 Yell about it from your apartment at 3 a.m. while you're playing really loud music. The same song again and again.
Oh my God.
This guy who lives across from me, I'm sick of.
Do you yell back? Because I used to
Fuck
yell at
no.
my neighbors that were noisy.
No, I don't want to yell back because A, he's in a different building, so I feel like
Sure.
I'm creating more noise if I yell too.
That's very true.
And
Yeah.
also, he seems off kilter
Okay.
to the degree where I don't want to yell at someone who's also already yelling about
The nudes.
fuck this and fuck that.
The nude Scotsman.
Off kilter.
Of
Off kilter. Okay.
Very good.
I'll accept that.
yeah.
Oh, very big of you.
That one's going in the books.
I'll let that happen.
Thanks, Adam.
I like when you're at the football and you write down every goal and every goal kicker. I write down all the jokes in the podcast. Like, yep, that one's, that's another one for
And then
Tommy.
we do the minutes of last week before every record.
A lot of fumbles
Yeah.
from Adam this week. Ironically, that was a completion. That joke, as in I came while I said it.
Very good.
So
that
yeah,
in the notebook.
watch how much video games you're playing.
Yep.
But what if you could play video games all of the time, even while you slept?
Wow.
That is the world that the Pokemon Company wants you to believe
Yes.
could
Yeah.
exist one day.
This
Yeah.
kind of fucked dystopia that they're trying to create.
A
So, yeah, they-
Dystogopy. That's a Pokemon.
And I love
Togepi.
it. They had a conference thingy the other day. They also
Yeah.
announced that they're going to do a. It's next week sometime.
I
There's
think
a,
on like the 13th, I want to say. Sword and Shield.
No, I think it's
No,
next
because
week.
that's E3's already
Yeah,
happened.
it's
by the
it's
13th.
pre E3.
Yeah.
I think
Fuck
it's
me.
the 5th or something.
Yeah, okay.
It's a 15-minute presentation about Sword and Shield, which is very
Right.
interesting because a lot of people thought that would be occupying the bulk of time in Nintendo's E3 presentation.
Right.
So I think it's kind of cool to know that that's happening separately.
It's exciting, right? Because they're doing the Pokemon one, and there's another big Nintendo thing that's
Animal
coming
Crossing?
out. No,
No, well, they've already
maybe
done
it's-
Mario Maker.
it's the Mario Maker one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, right.
I think it'll be heaps of Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
And then
and they're leaving room for potentially some announcements.
big time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting to know. But then they also had like what was it, kind of a shareholders conference-y kind of thing where they
Yeah.
announced a Detective Pikachu sequel on the Switch.
Well, I don't know if they've said sequel. They've said it vaguely enough that it seems like it could be one of those kind of
DX.
upgraded ports
Right.
of the original.
I know that they've said stuff that the story follows on.
Okay.
So maybe it's...
Sounds like a sequel to me.
But maybe it does have the
It does
original one
sound-
in it as well.
Those 3DS ones that they've done of like Bowser's Inside Story and shit, where it's like, and here's this extra little story that you
yeah,
get during
right.
the remake.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have high hopes for that being a full sequel.
Right.
I haven't played the original,
Yeah.
so I don't care.
Yeah.
You liked it though?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the same plot as the film.
Right. Yeah, right.
In a lot
I
of
did hear
ways,
that.
without the Mewtwo shit.
Also, what else? A Pokemon Go upgrade? Pokemon Go Plus or something like that?
So I'm just trying to look for Pokemon Home. There is, which is like they've had similar things before, where you can trade all your Pokemon between different versions of
Oh,
the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got them in Pokemon Go, you can get them into the Sword and Shield. Probably is the idea of that. I'm looking at this through the Pokemon Twitter, which is where I saw the initial news. Pokemon fact: Taurus are happiest when they're rampaging. Retweet if you can relate. Some good shit
smash
coming
it
out of
button,
there.
Adam.
Yeah.
I just called you Button by accident.
Well, I know what you're getting called for the rest of your life.
Button's
It
not the
suits you.
worst I've had, honestly.
Button's a cute little nickname for you.
And it is like a guy who plays video games.
Hey,
called Button.
I like the idea of you giving me a nickname, but Button, don't push it. And now no one's ever going to call me Button again. That's all you have to do.
Okay, Button.
That's how to get out of being bullied, everyone. Make
classic.
it unfunny. People will
Classic
stop.
Button.
Yeah.
So yeah, Detective Pikachu, the Pokemon home thing. Pokemon ham.
Pokemon Ham.
Pokemon ham. You do not want to know which animal it comes out of. Pokemon, I mean. Pigmon. Pokemon Sleep is the weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not too many details on it, but it's from the people making Pokemon Go, Niantic it appears to be, and they want to do for sleeping what we did for walking is what they're saying.
So there are like sleep apps.
Yeah.
So there are ones that I don't know if you have used them, Knox. I do. I think pretty much every night now.
Right.
Because I was having trouble sleeping for a little bit. I was like, "What's going on here?" And you just like turn it on when you go to bed. It records your breathing.
and the phone says,
like,
"Good night, Ben. I love you."
I'm like, finally,
Don't
I can
worry,
sleep.
Ben.
But like it'll if you snore,
Right.
it'll record it, and it's like good for just general health stuff.
But so what does it do about it? Because that's the thing I've always wondered with those sleep apps. I had my watch tracking it for a bit, and it's like, oh, so I woke up at 3. Now what?
I mean, I don't know.
I guess if you see that you're waking up a lot throughout the night, like sometimes you might suspect it because you feel super drowsy.
Yeah.
You can then
Or Super Hypno. Drowsy is the name of a Pokemon, and so is Hypno, and they were related to each other.
Button. I guess you could act on it and go, okay, I need to go to a sleep. Like
Yeah.
you could realize
Yeah,
that, but I guess
yeah.
that's really it.
Well, for
It's
me, it
just
was
locating that you have a big.
you're
like, you have a
snoring
problem.
heaps. Heaps.
Stop it.
Stop it. No, but it was like keep the doors and windows open. Like stuff like that, and it helps.
Okay.
Chuck a pillow behind your back and
Yes.
sleep on your side.
Yeah,
and shit
and
like
I
that.
got to get, I think, a humidifier. Yeah, because
Right.
a dehumidifier, like you dry out.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
snore.
yeah.
So it's like, there
Okay.
are things that I'm learning from it that I can put into practice.
If that news came to you through like a little Pidgey going like, get a humidifier.
Yeah.
Homie.
But it seems like it's going to be more of a game than a wellness app,
So
right?
there have
It
been
seems
apps
like
where-
there'll be elements of it where you, I don't know, the longer you're
There was-
asleep, you.
There was an app called Wake Up Club where you would wake up and try to beat your friends at waking up early and getting up in time and shit like that. And heaps of people used it. And this is the shit you'd say about Pokemon Go before it was a massive thing.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But there have been
yes.
apps that did it before and weren't as popular that they stole from to make Pokemon Go.
Yes, that's true.
And that is what I assume they're doing with Pokemon Sleep, where it's like, here are these sleeping things, or it's like,
but if it was like Pokemon Fitness,
yeah.
that makes perfect sense.
Pokemon Go is kind of already, I mean, that could be an add-on to that, but yeah.
But like gamifying, fitness stuff, it makes sense. You're conscious,
Yeah.
and you can enjoy it. How do you gamify sleep?
By making it about when you go to bed and when you wake up is the first thing that I can imagine.
I think that for me, it's like
Having fun alarms that you've got to like
maybe
catching
that.
a fucking Krabby is your alarm, and you've got to catch him before you're allowed to turn off the alarm.
I just don't associate sleep with fun. and I don't want to.
Not yet. You think you don't want to. Wait until
Yeah.
Pokemon Sleep comes along, and in the middle of the night, you hear fucking like, Gengar!
Yeah.
Doesn't associate sleep with fun. Sounds like someone's never had a wet dream. Am I right?
Dude, give me one of these.
Buttons
a high
gets
five
it.
is what I was talking about.
Buttons absolutely gets
Button loves a wet dream.
Oh yeah, is he Button or Buttons?
I think
he's just one, isn't he?
either.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, he is just one.
Dude, whatever it is, Button loves to come in my sleep. Yeah, Pokemon Go Plus is like, it does say track your time sleeping. It's more Pokemon Go shit, but with a subscription probably.
Right.
And then there's like a what is it called? Pokemon
Send sleep
Heroes?
information to your smartphone via Bluetooth. Oh, the Pokemon Go Plus is that little fucking Pokeball thing. that
Oh
they
yeah,
have.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
And then there's a thing called Pokemon Heroes, isn't
What
there?
is
which
it?
like-
Pokemon Masters.
Masters.
A new
yeah.
game that allows you to battle alongside your favorite Pokemon trainers from the main series RPGs. So I don't know what that means necessarily, but it seems like it's one of the side games they've done plenty of before.
Right.
And this one will be some form of fighting game, or
Yeah.
it seems like maybe it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Or just battles, like only Pokemon battles.
Well, like the art that they've got here, and there might be more information out there by now, but we're doing this, we're shooting from the hip here, is like of the trainer and one of their like signature Pokemon there.
Yeah.
So it looks to me like maybe it's a Pokemon fighting game in the vein of fucking Thingo. What's that one? Pokken Tournament.
Pokken Tournament, yeah.
So we'll see though, I guess.
No, I refuse to.
All right, well,
I'm
this is
taking
the end.
another
You're
piece
gonna
of Pokemon news.
close your eyes forever and end up with severe jet lag. Pokemon Masters. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's any more news out there on the World Wide Web. Pokemon Masters.
What is it?
Oh. Nah, not that I can find
They've
immediately.
been pretty vague about all the stuff that they showed off in this thing.
Right. It seems like maybe, I don't know, they'll do another fucking, well, they are doing another Sword and Shield thing. Maybe they'll announce more there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that might only be about Sword and Shield. Maybe we get more of this shit at E3. Who knows?
Yeah.
These seem like perfect things for like talking about them for half an hour in that treehouse stream.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, boys, we've gone overtime, so we'd better call it a day for the week.
Nothing else to talk about.
No big shit, luckily. Oh, one last thing.
Oh, what's that button?
I guess E3's coming up, so I'm practicing my E3 press conference shit.
Sure.
Well, everybody, it's been a wonderful day here at Filthy Casuals, and I hope that you're excited for what we've got planned for the rest of the year. Before we go, though, you may have noticed we haven't heard from a certain insane man.
You may also have noticed this baby that I have strapped to my chest. I've been wondering for the last 45 minutes, what's that about?
We've had this black sheet over here in the corner of the
Yes.
stage. Were you wondering what was under there? It's traditional representations of women, and they're remaining the same from our friend Hideo Kojima. Ladies and gentlemen, Hideo Kojima. The stage floor explodes and he shoots up from underneath.
And then a Muse song plays.
Yeah. Or he's climbing up a big ladder that falls across the stage. So yeah, Death Stranding trailer happened, an announcement of the date, 8th of November, I think, 8th or
Yep.
9th of
Yeah,
November.
that sounds right.
Gameplay, reveal trailer, and release date announcement.
Yes.
So we'd had a little bit of gameplay of fucking Norman Reedus just walking around.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Yep.
backpack on. But
Yep.
this was proper shit happening.
Yeah. Showing like interfaces, guns,
Yeah.
combat, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Open world looking type of thing.
Yes.
You're riding a motorbike a bunch.
Yep.
Yep.
You've got some tools to traverse. It looks like it's mainly traversal shit.
It does, yeah.
There
And
was
getting
some
a lot
combat.
more of an idea of the story and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of.
The things we'd seen before were pretty abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
little-
I think
the little
this-
clips that
this
we'd
was
seen.
way more concrete.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America has put up walls.
Yes.
And it is all separate from each other now. He's telling some old lady that she's president of jack shit.
Yep.
Which is a fucking badass thing to say to a president.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that to Donald Trump if I ever meet him. I'm going to say, you're president of jack shit.
Wow.
And then a guy behind him who's probably his like finance minister is like, hello, I'm jack shit.
Well, that's what I list my occupation as at customs.
Jack shit.
President of Jack Shit.
And you're trying to smoke as you're going through the airport.
Yeah.
You're like, stop it. And you're like, you can't make me. And they're like, yeah, we can.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Oh, damn,
And
I guess
they
I'm president of
Put
jack
me in
shit.
a little room and gave me a cavity search. I got what I wanted.
So it's like it's nearly 9-minute trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 minutes 50 or something.
All over the
long
fucking
trailer.
place. Yeah.
Really all over the place. Do we want to just give broad stroke impressions,
I reckon.
and then we'll go in more in depth.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Broad stroke impressions are I'm fascinated by it, and it actually looks kind of fun. It looks heaps like Metal Gear Solid 5 in the way that it kind of moves in what they were doing, and I thought the actual core of that game was really good, so I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, I think all the story stuff looks sick and great and bonkers and really interesting. I think that a lot of the bits of gameplay that they chose to show off in this look kind of dull.
Right.
And I
think that the setting is incredible. Like, I've never seen something... I've thought about stories like that. Of like, let's see what happens when society does break down for whatever reason. It seems to be showing that. I think visually it looks incredible. The environment looks amazing. I think the gameplay looks boring and not fun.
I think okay.
And I think the use of real actors looks awful.
Right.
I'm really turned off by that.
I think the real actors look pretty cool.
Like, the graphics looks good.
Yeah.
I hate that they're using real actors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. I am into that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's another step towards his weird wanting to be a director but never admitting it thing.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
love that he's just got directors in it too.
Yeah.
Like the guy who directed Drive is acting in it.
Guillermo del Toro is in
Yeah.
there he's playing Die Hard Man.
Yeah.
That aspect of all the character names and stuff, I'm completely turned off
Leah
by.
Seydoux being called Fragile, and the other female character you see being called Mama, and then there's like one other I think actually who's called like Emily.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Which is just clearly a movie that he likes. He likes Die Hard. He likes Amelie.
Yeah.
I guess he likes Mother with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
And he likes
Drive.
Drive. I'm trying to think of one for Fragile. But anyway, I saw someone pointing out like it's kind of
Glass,
like
the movie Glass. He likes the movie Glass.
The fact that she's called Fragile and the other guy's called Die Hard Man. Maybe he's being shitty about fucking how he's portraying women still, which he has done in the past a bit.
Yeah.
No gratuitous butt shots.
Yeah.
But, it's...
That we know of.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You will feel shame for your actions when you find out why she's called Fragile.
It's a gratuitous button shot.
I think the gameplay looks fun. It looks like it's pure exploration.
At the very
mixed with
least,
some stealthy kind of run away from these guys shit.
at the very least, I think the way that they've chosen to show it off, where this trailer, like, we see the kind of the setup of the world and everything. And then we're just immediately into this long clip of him just walking around and pulling out a ladder out. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
I
that you
agree.
think that looks bad because Red Dead 2 was like the same sort of thing where it's like take your time and move around this cool world. And doing that with like ladders and ropes and trying to find your way across a gorge and shit seems like a fun time to me.
Yeah,
It's something
I don't know.
unique as well.
That's what I like most about it is the elements that are unique. But
Yeah.
I think it looks stilted. It doesn't look
Right.
fun to play. And I know that everyone else in the world thought Red Dead 2 was stilted and had bad controls.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but
mean,
something about because I also found that with Metal Gear 5, I thought it was not fun or fluid to play.
Right, you see, I did like the way that moved
Right.
and played.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Ben, because it does. It looks clunky to me.
Yeah. Yes.
And I know that that's similar, but having not, I've played like a very, very small amount of Metal Gear 5.
Yeah.
But just the bit where near the start where you're running away from those guys, it's like this looks kind of like it'd be a nightmare to control.
Right, I thought the exact opposite with that, but
you've spent a lot more time with
yeah,
Metal Gear Solid, so it does look similar to what I remember that looking like. But
and if this is similar and has time to breathe in that thing, I think you get used to that sort of shit.
Right.
And this
Also-
being so unique, or looks like it's unique, might be a contributor to that. Where if this is really asking you, like, literally just explore, that's something pretty different.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I think that it necessarily will be like dull.
Yeah.
Based on this, it's more just that. I think it's a weird way of showing it off. Like,
Yeah,
in
sure.
the same way that when we played that first demo of Breath of the Wild at that event that we went to, we all walked away pretty underwhelmed.
Right.
And then you realize, they had to, if they're going to demo any of it, they kind of had to do that to keep the surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
But that is the worst representation of what the game is. I just think there's a bit of that going on in here where they've just chosen to show some stuff that is just leaves a very underwhelming impression, especially
totally
when you
agree.
stack it up against all this crazy story stuff. Because to me, it just feels like, okay, well, what I'm seeing here is, sure, there's a lot of creativity and awesome looking story and some really crazy elements, but it just seems like that's just happening in cutscenes, and then minute to minute, I'm just walking along a hill, not doing anything.
Maybe.
In that Plague Tale game, Nox, like where you have to walk through a fucking mud pile, and you just have to walk slowly.
Yeah.
I get that feeling from this. It's like, okay, there are going to be tedious but justified aspects to this game that it's like, okay, well, I guess you have to walk slowly because you'll get found or you're walking through a swamp or whatever. It's like, well, I see how that's effective for you as a storyteller.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that it won't be fun.
You see, I thought the opposite of the gameplay because he's zooming around on this motorbike and beating up these yellow suit electric guys and then getting out a ladder like he's a fucking lemming and climbing up a mountain. Like, I thought that looked kind of fun.
Yeah, I thought the bike looked fun, I'll give you that.
And he's walking past those ghosts and having to put those blinkers on and then they eat him and they've got umbilical cords.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I looked at that and went like, oh, this looks like it might actually have some gameplay to it. I guess me seeing it be a game rather than it be a weird fucking trailer again.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
was
talking
exciting.
purely from, I still think it will be good. And I'm still looking forward to it. I'm just talking purely about what's presented here and how my main thing is, I just think it's a weird choice of how they've shown it off, how they've shown off certain bits of it.
Maybe.
So something
the
that-
whole thing is weird choices though.
True.
So like,
Something that I read online on the listing on the online official PlayStation store is that there's no game overs in the game. So when you die, you go into like the underworld or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of fight your way back to life through that. Which sounds pretty interesting.
It also, it said it emphasizes not killing anyone. It's always like you should try and get through a situation without resorting to violence.
I think they said some of that in the trailer as well.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to kill anyone or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's got some kind of online thing.
Oh,
where,
that whole World War One weird shit as well. He like zipped back to World War One in the trailer and was like shooting people in the trenches.
Yeah, that might be the underworld thing. It's not. It was like you go
Right.
to some other world or a dimension or something.
And it seemed like the story was something to do with some people, they die and they get to disappear, but some people are tethered. It's
Yeah.
talking about the tether and people being stranded.
Yes.
Or strands, literal, string strands.
Yep.
People being attached to like, I guess some like devil thing. It mentioned Hades, I think, at one
Yeah.
point.
Did yeah.
And like, I guess that's what Hades was an underworld that you could literally escape from.
Yeah.
And you were kind of attached to like a big ball of men. Which, hey, get your vitamin D, am I right?
I see all of that stuff. I loved the imagery, and when it did show more cutscenes, like the bad guy with his skull squad,
Yeah.
it looked incredible.
I
that
love
looks
that he took a
sick.
mask off of a mask.
Yeah, that's great.
He had a big gold mask on a big black mask, and
Yeah.
that guy is fucking. And if he doesn't have 4 more underneath there, I'm going to be furious. Takes his bottom jaw off at some point.
He saw Chimkov clearly.
Yeah. A hat on a hat on a hat becomes funny again. As long as it's 3 hats.
Yes. But no, I'm completely into that stuff. It just looks like it might not be a fun game,
Right.
Which is how I felt about Metal Gear 5 and about Metal Gear 4, which I played.
Right.
Like I haven't loved one of his games since the first Metal Gear.
I thought 5 played well and I didn't like the story parts of it, but I thought the core of what was there had something to it. It took some time to get used to it, I guess. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what this is. And it's fucking crazy that it's out this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest shock. Was
Yeah.
how soon it's out. That's like six months.
Something like
just under
that.
6
Yeah,
months.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
which
nuts.
I saw someone commenting going, this will definitely be pushed back, but I really don't think that's.
It might be. It looks like The Last of Us is going to be 2020. There's rumors that that's like February 2020, which is still relatively soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the sort of last games of this generation. It really looks like they're kind of winding it up, which is okay by me. maybe Halo and Gears on the Xbox front. There'll be some Gears 5 at E3, which I'm looking forward to. There's talk about that being like a big open world thing, God of War style, which could be cool.
Well, this also I love the move of Sony doing this the way they have, where they're like, we're not going to E3, but we're just going to drop this a week and a half out from E3.
Yeah.
Is a sick move.
And you'd imagine there'll be a Last of Us one in a week, and then like a
That's the rumor.
Ghost of Tsushima one the week after that, and whatever. Like, so that's kind of cool.
I kind of love it though when you have these things
I mean,
to show
E3
up.
itself
Like
is so soon.
pardon?
Yeah.
E3 itself is in a week or two.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird of them to not show up when they had this in the tank, I guess. But
That article that was about how E3 is a bit fucked, it makes sense that like possibly it's business reasons where it made more sense not to go.
Yeah. It's that's like the two sides of the same coin. It's like if they had something like this, why not go to E3? But also, if they had something like this, why need E3?
Sure.
Like, just do it.
yeah,
You'll
I
get
wonder
the same
at
response.
what point they decided that they were going to not go. Was it going like, hey, we have this, let's just do it on our own terms.
Totally.
You know.
Because no one's talking about Halo Infinite in 6 hours. You know, like they've got a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be like a Call of Duty reveal that we're just missing at the recording time, but guess what? It'll be similar.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
shooting
I'm willing to bet.
guns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare reboot.
Yeah.
But I'm pumped.
Yeah,
I like the
I'm
actors.
still
really looking forward to
completely
this,
intrigued
yeah.
by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, even if it looks good or bad, I think everyone finds it fascinating.
Yes,
in this
completely.
For sure. Yeah,
Absolutely,
for sure.
yeah.
I like the actors that they have in it too.
I mean, that's to back over that thing. Like I think it just took me out of it a little bit. I wish that they just done voice and made him look slightly different, maybe.
I think it's kind of cool having just fucking straight up Mads Mikkelsen and Lea Seydoux in this game. Norman Reedus is just in this game.
There's something about Kojima that I find lame,
Oh, 1,000,000%.
and that is using like real actors and their likenesses is in that category.
But
for
I
me.
find him lame in the same way that a lot of people... I find him lame in the same way that Quentin Tarantino is lame.
Yeah.
Where he thinks he's the coolest motherfucker going around and
Right.
everything he does is trying to make this thing cool. And if you just give yourself over to it and don't think about it too much, then it does become fun.
right.
But if you look at I would say almost any of Quentin Tarantino's movies too coldly, they become fucking lame.
yeah, sure. But I think his methods of making movies trick me, and Kojima's methods of making games don't.
Right. I think I am willing to let the magician trick me
Right.
with Kojima. And this magician has some big titty helpers.
I was
His
going to say,
assistants,
yeah, he has
like-
the same attitude as other magicians.
Yeah, there's some shit about Kojima that I'm hoping he's moved a bit past.
right.
Yeah. I'm not familiar enough with any of the actors in it in anything.
Oh, really?
So I don't have that issue of
Right.
looking at them and going like, oh, that's that real dude.
Mads Mikkelsen, he was Hannibal in the series and I watched a lot of that.
Norman Reedus was in The Walking Dead a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lea Seydoux was in Bond.
Yep.
I've not seen her in it much else, I don't think.
She was in, I think, The Lobster.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue is the warmest color
Yeah.
is like her big breakout one, but I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
I will say
I've seen clips.
Okay. All right, Hideo.
the
I haven't seen clips, by the way.
the song that played in this that gets the little music video thing in the
Yeah.
bottom left when it starts playing. Awful.
Oh, that's
Really,
baby is weird.
really awful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The baby, what's with the babies and shit?
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro. Ah, man, I'm so into this.
I mean,
Weird little
the
spaceship guy looking
Yeah.
things.
The music put me off so much.
It's very lame.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice.
But yeah, everything else. Fuck
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
it looks fucking amazing too. The graphics.
yeah.
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 We'll see how it runs when it comes out.
Well, I guess that's us done for another week. I suppose next week we do a bit of E3 predicting kind of stuff because
yeah.
it'll be the week after that.
It seems like there's going to be some more actual shit to talk about
Yeah.
too. And I want to have played at least one of Outer Wilds and the name of that other one, Void Bastards.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to try and play because they look all right.
I'm gonna keep-
Oh, fucking Blood and Truth is like the
What's that?
PSVR sequel to that London crime demo
Oh,
that was
right.
on, and it's like a full game.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to give that a shot.
I
Yeah.
might do that. I want to keep playing these Plague one and Observance. I'm really enjoying those.
Observers. What is it? Observation?
Observation.
Observation. That sounds good too.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I like video games.
Me too.
I want to fucking...
I want to play them all the day,
Yeah.
every day.
I want to lock myself in a room, never see the sun again, not know what time it is, and get jet lag, obviously, because time is a human construct other than the sun.
I just want to remind everyone before we leave, Adam's name is Button now.
Yeah.
It isn't Button. And if you start calling me Button, it won't make any sense. And it's a lame-sounding nickname. So get out of my face with that shit.
Button. Head to filthycasuals.com.au. You can find links to our Patreon. If you'd like to support the show, you can get a extra episode of this every week.
The last one we did, very funny, fun one, the best of the Cyberjoke 3000, where we told a bunch of stories about ourselves.
I found it funny to read out those jokes from the Cyberjoke as well. One person didn't, who deleted their Patreon and said never read from the Cyberjoke 3000 again.
Wow. Because we had people ask us to go back to it.
Yeah. I'm pretty
can't
sure
win.
this is literally the end of that, though.
Probably, yeah.
I don't want to go back to it again because every extra thing we read from there gets worse and worse.
It's a very crook. But yeah, what we did was fun, sort of silly way of doing it.
Yep.
I think the next one's going to be a full talk about season 2 of Barry.
Yeah.
Like a review
Yep.
of that.
Yes.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Also links to our YouTube channel and our Bandcamp premium episodes. All of that stuff is
So the
filthy.
Bandcamp will have a new one up soon too.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
have that second part of the Flash Games one and a new one, which should we just say what that is?
Yeah.
It'll be up soon. It'll be a commentary of the film Doom.
Yes.
Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson
And Carl Urban?
and Carl Urban.
Yep.
Carl Urban.
Keith Urban's the singer.
And I'm going to, because Tommy and Ben don't really care as much, I'm going to do a history of id while we're watching Doom.
Oh, yeah.
We can do this off mic. I think the history of id could be its own thing.
Okay.
I think there's going to be enough stupid shit to talk about in that film.
If you guys do the history of id, I'll do the Wizard of id.
All right. Well,
I don't care about id.
we'll see what we do.
Great.
At
really
the very
great.
least, we're doing a Doom commentary.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, filthycasuals.com.au for links to all of that stuff. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you next week. And as we say here at the end of every episode of Filthy Casuals,
Get out there and get some vitamin D. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you know what I mean?